And welcome everybody to Overwatch Clash Season 10, Round of 16. We got ourselves a good match tonight here. The number 7 Gouda Goats and number 9 Little Rock Luksis. Joining me tonight is going to be Nave on the cast. And, Nave, I think this should probably be one of our best first round matchups in all honesty. Both the teams have very similar styles, but just like those slight little touches of flair that make it different. And should be a fun clash of it.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the game tonight. Both of these teams have just had really exciting games all season. The Luksis, maybe the most up and down team we have in the whole league. There's kind of an ongoing joke of that one week this team could be the best in the league, and the next week they could be the worst team in the league. So it's always a question of which Luksis team you're going to get on any given day. And I'm hoping we have the good Luksis today. So it's a good match.
Yes, and these teams did face off actually in Stage 2, just the back end of it. It was, I believe, the first game of the Void Fiber trade, because they went from the Voidlings to the Luksis. I remember the joke being that Flamington had to face Void Fiber twice. But Luksis did go down to Gouda Goats 3-1 in that first attempt, but it was, of course, the first game with Void Fiber, so Luksis might have refined themselves a little bit here, now going into the playoffs, and no holds barred here once again, as they go on to Shambhala Monastery, the home territory of the Gouda Goats all season long. But Luksis is going to respond with a Sierra Band, try to target out Bucklu a little bit, does force Bucklu over on the bench. Bacon comes in. We usually see Bucklu on this map, but good little use of the Sierra Band there, as well as the Kiri Band coming out for the Gouda Goats, allows Sane to play that signature Baptiste and dish potentially a bit of an off-roll character now.
Yeah, interesting to note here for the Luksis that Jamal is actually in map 1. Usually the Luksis choose to have Nolly start the series, but they instead change their strategy around here, starting with Jamal over on this Mei. Not something we've seen too much from him. We've mostly seen the Bastion and the Reaper, so we'll see if this adaptation goes well for the Luksis as they begin their attack.
Yeah, it is going to be the Orisa here for Skycer, not showing the Ramacha just a Void Fiber is just playing as far above ground as possibly can without using the burrow here on the Venture. But Fish goes in for an early contest, forces out a bit of a movement now for the Luksis, as with Jamal flying very low, they're forced to block inside the room, but high ground has been claimed now by the Luksis. Still playing very slowly now. Gouda Goats plainly happy taking this dojo fight with Fish still having that form online. Void Fiber is maybe going hunting here a little bit now. Bit of an awkward position for a lot of these players here on both these sides. Maywall's are going to be exchanged for now as Fish continues to hold strong on this cart. No picks yet found for either side, and Fish close to yet another form ready to go. Gets something against the wall with a spear, but Void Fiber is first to fall here. Gouda Goats finally swinging it in your favor. Flip the map and going to flip the fight here now. The Skycer trying to get anything done on this rest to find a pick or two, but will not do so. Sent back to spawn quickly, as we are seeing the lack of Kiri not working too good there in the first fight.
I love the patience from the Goats in that fight. They recognize that the Luksis, they don't have any hit scan. They're playing the Moira. They want to take these fights as fast as possible, so they slow down the pace so that Sandy and Bacon really get all this value from just shooting down the other team. And we see it works out for them well. Sandy already has this amplification matrix online. I expect them to pop it as soon as the Luksis try to get this high ground again.
They go up there, but a nice wall from Strudel just stops the engagement coming on in here. Bacon does take a decent amount of damage, though, from Skycer coming in now. Has a Terror Surge, inside invested, looks on in. Skycer with a big ultimate, forcing a bit of rotation coming through. Now the kills are here for the Luksis in this small little room against an Orisa, against a Venture, not where you want to be. Fish infest in this annihilation here, but the wall from Jamal will stop them finding any value, but Loaf caught on the wall! Fish still finding the numbers they need here, and they might Fish flip this here. Skycer with no health and no gold for him on the point. Somehow Fish flips the fight in their favor and gets them right back on track here for the defensive side.
Yeah, Jamal was on the cart though, so little consolation for the Luksis as they moved the cart around this corner. The staggers a little bit, but now that the cart is pushed up, they don't need to take this high ground again. So there's not really a nice position for the Goats to set up. You see them trying to take this kind of outside angle, but there's nowhere really for the hit scan to stand, so they're eventually going to have to back up around this corner, where I imagine we're going to see Dish and Void Fiber use their ults, just try to take that Fish a little bit far up. Trying to get the slow on Void Fiber, but Dish sees the engage here.
A nice wall there on the Fish, does force out the form, but a big blizzard comes through from Strudel, and the value is being found with his ultimates here. Void Fiber has to dig underground and burrow to safety, but nothing can stop you from the stone cold approach from the Gouda Goats as they win that with just a Ray and the blizzard. They're going to have amplification here again, as well as the high noon ready to be unleashed, and Jamal has to be a hero here.
Yeah, it's a perfect Blizzard from Strudel. Not having this Kiriko with the help of the band that they set out means that anyone frozen by that Mei Blizzard, there's just no escape for them. The beat on not online for Loaf. So 2 kills converts into the fight win. Now with only 30 seconds left, last chance now for the Luksis.
Jamal does throw out that wall there, forces up in awkward positioning, but appears that all the Gouda goats are able to get out of this one except for Sandy, but the Immortality will keep them standing for now, baking the high noon to negate any further approach for the Luksis. As Fish continues to hold strong here, Say now has full control of this high ground with the help of that window, but Voidfiber is in the back line now, trying to force out some positioning, is forced to recall or Wraith away, but the numbers are no longer favoring Luksis for now. Still 5-on-4 on the cart here. Dish forced to fade back, fade away, tries to survive. As Skyster close to Terror Surge here once again. But Fish with an early pick onto Dish. Such down the Mori healing. And now Annihilation in turn gets pulled right into the team with the help of Skyster. The assist on the Terror Surge, bringing Fish right into punching range. And now Fish again find the value with the nation. And that's going to be the defense here for the Gouda Goats, holding strong. 85 meters is all they're going to get for Luksis.
Goats putting on an absolute clinic here on defense, showing why they chose this for map number 1, why they feel so strongly about this Shambali pick. They play it perfectly. Fish 15-0, 16-0 actually on the Ramatra, just completely dominant from them. And this payload only 84 meters. They just barely got it around the corner. I don't think they got it around that top corner. So their attack should just be build up ults, win one big ult fight, and that's the map right there.
Yeah, it should be a pretty fast affair with... I mean, we're just seeing the struggles here for Luksis. We can't quite get that star power DPS and tank duo here for Skyster and Voidfiber to find it. We thought that we had it there in that small little room in that fight, but Fish just turns it around with the annihilation. The wall from Jamal not enough to satiate Fish's absurd hunger for violence and punching things on this Ramatra. And Voidfiber still yet to pick a character here on the defensive side, not exactly sure what to pull out to try to help his team secure a map 1 victory here despite all the odds being stacked against them right now. Jamal is going to stick over onto this Mei, and no swaps here for the side of the Gouda Goats. I don't know why you would. Skyster is sticking on this Orisa. What do you feel with that one there, Nave? Against how good Fish has been on the Ramatra, what's this Orisa really got to do here?
Yeah, the whole point of the Orisa is just kind of play alive. The value of the gold means that the slows coming out from Strudel are just going to be negated. It's a little bit easier to live once you're walled off. It's not really an aggressive pick, more of it is kind of a defensive pick, which is kind of why we're seeing it so hard for Skyster to really have any impact. He's able to survive for a long time in these fights, but he's not able to play aggressive and look for any kills.
Voidfiber playing over on the side of Dojo, but Jamal taking his headshot there from Strudel, forced to back away for a second here, get that conceded space to this Mei. And another headshot here from Strudel. Strudel is just hitting these icicles on Jamal, forcing the Mei wall out early now. A huge advantage here for Gouda Goats. Voidfiber is in the back line, had to use that burrow, but here comes the kills now for Luksis. It appears Voidfiber on the engaged here with Skyster is finding the picks they need. They've lost Loaf to Torpedoes of Flambo post-mortem, but it doesn't look like they're going to get any more than that here. As Voidfiber finding his kills, it's just Fish alone on this high ground, but Skyster is on the hunt now, looking for his Ramatra, trying to get stagger here.
For the first time in
Fish?
this map, he does get Dish! Absolutely criminal. If he lives
What?
here, no way! No way.
I can't believe it. Fish just does it again. Just finds 2 kills in. Jamal with no blocker. Might be a third here. As Fish just continues to pummel him for Fish with a third here in this fight. Fish refuses to say die, as that's going to be a fight victory for the Gouda Goats. 1v5, Fish says no problem.
And because of how late Skyster died there, I don't know if he's going to be back in time to touch this cart. Already 3 people on, so it's coming up very quickly. Loaf is not there to give him a ring out of spawn. It might end up being Voidfiber has to touch here. It's actually Loaf over the top.
Loaf comes in over the top here, but Fish goes in the back line as Dush had to use the Immortality on point, not have it for themselves. The gold from Skyster just prolongs their demise. And Strudel throws down the Blizzard, an absolutely cakewalk here for the Goats on map 1, Shambali Monastery. No Bucklu, no problem there. The Sierra Band not giving them any leeway here for a Luksis taking an attack side victory.
Super dominant map 1 from the Goats, looking a lot different than they were in their last game of the regular season against the Raccoon Dogs. Now we'll see if they can keep it up going into map number 2.
Nice little pull in for the Annihilation there from Skyster. A bit of big of assist, D-Wade LeBron type moment, but Yeah, now the Luksis on the back foot already here in the series. Gouda goes looking strong. We'll see where we go for map 2 after a short little break. Do not go anywhere. Overwatch Cast continues after this.
Beats are the purest. Roll it.
And welcome back, everybody, to Overwatch Clash Season 10, round of 16 matches between the Gouda Goats and Little Rock Luksis. Luksis taking a big defeat there on the Chevalier Monastery. The home turf of Gouda Goats remains undefeated. And now we're going into King's Row here for map number 2. A pick of the Gouda Goats as the Luksis opted in for the first ban to get rid of that Strudel May. But now that just means they no longer get to play that Malga that they want to probably on this map with Skycer on that character. Jamal will stay in here though with the May ban being gone, means the Reaper is a little more open to work with, and Bacon and Bucko going to swap in as they usually do here for the Goats. Coming in into King's Row, hoping to bounce back here for a 1-1 series tie, but with how things looked on map 1, a lot's got to change for Luksis here.
Yeah, it's actually interesting that they go with ban first. A lot of teams usually like to pick map because of how different a lot of these hybrid and maps can be. But maybe they expected the fact that the goats they just want to play brawl, so kind of anticipating that if they were going to play King's Row anyways, go ban first, take away this Mei from Strudel that he's been so good on, at least in map number 1. And they're going to keep Jamal in here. Now playing his, you would say, signature Reaper. Skies are going to play the Winston. This is actually something that I've seen a few times from the Luksis. They like this on this map. I like the adaptation, just going away from the hard brawl. Skies is going to be able to have a lot more impact here now that he can just jump over Fish and kind of ignore the Ramatra.
Yep, Skies are going to play this Winston here, which maybe trying to get onto Bucklu up on the top right corner. Just going to dive on in here towards that Mega side, get control. Try to force a wave. Void Fiber is chasing them on this high ground, though, but Bucklu with the nicely timed nade will stop that engagement coming on through. Skies are going deep in here, looking for anything on this port side, but Strudel with the peel sends that monkey packing early there out of the hotel. And Jamal and Lofon low in the backside here as well. Skies are still trying to make this work here on the dive, but right into Fish's Annihilation, or Nemesis form, and with Loaf down. No more disengage here for the DPS, as Void Fiber trying to get out of the hotel, but Fish still holds strong in the choke.
Yeah, Skyser's trying to re-engage though, trying to catch out Flambeau on this high ground. Dish is now going to TP into Skyser, so kind of nice setup here for the Goats. I imagine with all the Luksis kind of falling back into this corner. I say that though, but Strudel with the Venture diff.
Yeah, puts a diff onto Void Fiber there. Can't break through this choke right now with the Winston. I mean, Skyser's in their spawn right now. Just getting pelted down by Bucklu and finds the Winston and tans his hide right there at the bookstore. And right now, this Winston's not finding pay dirt that they need.
I think Skyser has perhaps lost the plot a little bit with that play there. You know, it is one thing to go look for a flank and play on the side. It's another thing to be all the way in their spawn. Reset, though, for the Luksis, trying this one again. Dish has this Katsina Rush way ahead of Sandy. It's actually going to be pretty much the first one to have ult on the entire map here. Fish actually also close to the Annihilation. We'll see if the Luksis choose to brawler on this one. Fish, imagine going to pop the Annihilation into it.
Yeah, just pops it, finds Dish immediately. Here, the new exchange out on the Kyriakos, though. Fish going deep into spawn here, but the Katsina Rush is allowing the disengage here for Luksis to get back towards this point, but Skyser down here again. Just falls to Bucklu, who continues to hold this high ground area at the top rift. And there is just nothing right now Luksis can do.
Yeah, that's tough from Skyser there. Just not respecting the damage coming out from Bucklu and Flambeau Jambo on this high ground. They've been pumping in the whole entire time. Still going in here, looking for Sandy in this hotel. But it's a good kite. And they kind of, once again, don't want to be targets Dish in a lot of trouble. Has to Suzu early. TP's out. Should be able to stay alive here, but Strudel going in with the ult.
Yeah, but Bucklu finding Void Fiber here. They can't do too much as Strudel continues to hunt down Skyser, trying to get anything done here. Skyser 10% away towards that Primal Rage. Just in time, Dish gets back to this fray, but they've lost Jamal. Both DPS now fallen here for the side of the Luksis as Fish continues to hold his choke so strongly. Do they have an disengage here? Loaf has to try to run away, hit that wall ride right to the theater side. They will do so. Skyser has a Primal Rage and binds Sandy to start things off here without using that ultimate here. If Loaf can survive, it would be huge, but they might even need it here. The pick's coming now. Both supports for the Goats are gone. Bucklu trying to bring it back here with the override protocol, but Skyser's found the Primal Rage are onto Strudel. Bucklu trying to hit these shots right back in here, but 1 HP and just taken down. Finally breaking things open here. Is Skyser on the Primal Rage? Getting that pick early in the standy is what they needed. Both smarts now still ready to go for the Ghost. Do look for a touch here, maybe.
Yeah, they're going to look for a touch, but there are 2 members down here. Strudel's going to come back, but it is a 4v5 beat, and Blossom out here now for the Luksis. Fish going to get caught out with that one with another kill onto Sandy. Should just be the first point capped. I was going to say how impressive it was for the Luksis to cap first point only using the Primal Rage, but with Sandy going in, investing that Katsina Rush, they decided to go with the Blossom and the beat to secure it. Still pretty good bank here. Void Fiber and Dish with their ultimates. Flambeau Jambo, the only one for the Goats. Fish already 80% to their own ultimate, but still, with Luksis' slight advantage, might try to favor that into some early progress here onto B.
Yeah, Dish with the Casino Rush advantage here. We massive form. Flambeau Jambo's ultimate might just kind of get negated with that one. Especially if Void Fiber can look for an angle for the Tectonic Shock. Just get caught out here by Sandy though. Lands some Kunas there over onto the Venture. forcing Voidfire to retreat for now. Strudel's still holding this door, trying not to let Voidfire do what they want to do there on this high ground. Will do so. Fish looking for a jump down on the point here. Isis Loaf over on the side, but now Sandy gets caught out a little bit. Tectonic Shock from Voidfire on the side, looking for any damage here on the back end. Finds Bucklu with their back turned. Do they survive? They do not find the help they need. Strudel finally comes back and once again starts a Ventral Diff, but the numbers not favoring them. A 2v4 on the point here. Fish missing in the action. Do they have yet another miracle for him that we saw on Shambhala Monastery? It looks like no, not this time. Finally sentence for his crimes. That's going to be a cap, or not a cap, but a good fight victory there for the Luksis, as they only had to invest into Tectonic Shock and Casino Rush for that one.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic fight from the Luksis. They did a really good job of just playing split, so Fish didn't really have a good target to land on. Dish getting the max range TP whenever he was in trouble, just able to survive that one. They kite out both the ultimates, Fish and Flambeau, just getting no value. And now the Goats coming back into this one. Strudel, the only one with ultimate on their side. Skyzer has a Primal Rage again, trying to push him back.
Guys are going deep here. Strudel down. Jamal takes a shot down, takes down the captain on the other side. And now Skyzer's in the back, just keeping these supports at bay with the Primal Rage, beating and battering them inside the Omnic area there. And that's going to just do it. Point B, a quick turnaround there for Luksis as Skyzer and Voidfire finally coming alive here on this dive combo. And now the swaps here for the Goats. Are they in time? The ults are building, but is the momentum too much to stop?
Yeah. Luksis absolutely rolling now through point B onto the third point here of King's Row. If they're going to hold anywhere, though, this is probably the spot to do it. Strudel, Bucklu, ult in hand. Sandy only 30% away. A few members of Luksis close. If they play this one slower, they might be able to build their up. But Fish trying to force it on the point here, running all the way into the back line.
Yeah, Fish going very deep here now. No cooldowns. Jamal in for the TP, made to hunt down this Arista, hunt down this horse. Here comes the Casino Rush here. Loaf with the beat. Do they decide to invest it in? Bucklu just taking down. They're losing this one with the ultimate advantage here. Now Voidfire comes in with a Tectonic Shock on the point, gets stunned out of their dig, however. So Fish could look for the punish on this venture to get back just in time. The beat comes in as well to keep Voidfire standing, and they're getting the picks they need here. Fish trying to get back to the spawn room with the spin, with a javelin. Do they have it? They do just in time. Gets out with the Terracers nearly online. Bucklu with the bash and swap to keep Skyster away for a couple of seconds here. Voidfire is in a tough situation. Casino Rush from Dish on the point might just do it here for him. Fish Terror Surge on the point, looking for anything here, but finding a lot of damage in his face right now. The bubble from Skyster is well placed to stop that damage coming in here on the horse. But Voidfire's from Sandy. They don't have the Suzu, and now both supports have fallen. Voidfire finding two. Jamal gets a 1A spear to the face to shot that Death Blossom, but it does not matter. 1 minute 4 seconds in the time bank here for the Luksis, as it was looking desperate on point one, but after A, it looked like a slaughter.
Luksis have come alive here on map number 2, showing us why they can be one of the best teams in the league when they're feeling it. This is a completely unique style. How do you practice for this? No other league and no other team in the league is playing anything close to this. Are you kidding me? Venture, Reaper, Winston on King's Row, and it's just destroying the Goats here. They had a little bit of struggle on point A, but they were able to figure it out, and they realized that, you know, Fish, if he doesn't have anyone to run down, he's really not finding any value. We saw time and time again, Fish just tried to go on the back line. He saw Dish, forced TP, but after the Dish TP'd away, there wasn't really anything for him to do. He was kind of just deep, used all his cooldowns for nothing. The ultimates as well. You know, the Luksis did a really good job of kiting the ultimates of the Goats. Every single one of their ults had value. Loaf with those crucial late into the fight sound barriers to keep everyone healthy, no trades, so they could keep that snowball going. And with a 1 minute 4 second time bank, looking pretty good here.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out here as well, I was kind of looking at the stats for the first point. I saw Voidfire like 54 ult charge, had a couple of fights, had like 900 damage. Just at the end, they're coming alive. They're gaining nearly 5k on those last 2 points. Bucklu will swap here off of that Emre over on the Sierra. Put a little more pressure here on the Skyster with this tracking dart potentially. But now, no more choke here for Fish to hold as they have to aggress into Skyster here on this Winston. But now here comes the game here. Flambo Jim call in the hotel. Oh my god! Just destroyed in that small little lobby area. There was 2 people waiting to greet them. And they're not going to get out of here alive. Luksis with a great start there, reading the attack side. Oh, Skies are going really deep here. Hopefully they don't get punished for this.
Sometimes you forget the Luksis, they have this guy on their team. His name is Void Fiber. You gotta respect this guy on the Venture, right? Hiding in the hotel. It seems like the Goats just had no clue he was there. Picks up 2 kills, wins just a free fight, and he's looking to do it again.
Let's do it again here. Bucklu flying very low here, but Void Fiber is sent away for a couple of seconds here. Bucklu's to 1 HP. Void Fiber on the hump, but Strudel asserts the differential once again here. Fish finding 2 on the point with the pummel punches, and they're going to do it. Just avoid the hotel and win the fight is going to be the Gouda Goats there. And that's going to be point A going their way after Fish once again puts on match class on the point.
Bucklu going to swap over to the Cassidy here. Trying to, I guess, put more pressure onto these flankers. Flashbang pretty good into the Venture, you would say. Playing the Hammer, really good at bursting down that Winston bubble. We'll see if it works. Jamal and Void Fiber on this high ground in the back. Skyso's going to join them here. So it looks like the Luksis trying to play for the point here in front of the Arch.
Just a 3-man hit squad here. Now 4-man up on the hop ropes here. They don't want to allow him to get anywhere near this choke. Skyster does drop on in. Takes a lot of damage. Here comes the engagement with the bubble. They find Stru on the backside. Now the map has been flipped here. Voidfire going on the hunt for Bucklu here. Looking for a shot, but can Bucklu land it? They do not, but Voidfire goes around the corners anyway. Still, Skyster continuing to hold his point for now. 20% towards his primal rage. 1 HP and a nice slowdown there. Nice use of the Nano Swarm from Fish has kept that Wisdom from disengaging. Now Jamal on the point, forced to use the Wraith away back into Bookstore, but they are not getting out of here alive. Try to get one on the back end, but will not do so. And now Skyster will die in the point. Has the Primal Rage, so has invested here, but just look at that health bar melt away. Absolutely no shot in there. That's got to be a swap here from Skyster, if I'd imagine.
Yeah, 3v5 Primal Rage, maybe not the best choice. You saw Bucklu there with the old flashbang fan the hammer, takes down the Venture. Absolutely worked perfection, the Cassidy swap. Already 5 ultimates for the Goats here. As they look at his steamroll right onto third, Skyster going to swap over to the Orisa. Decides that the Winston's just a little bit too hard with how grouped the Goats are playing. Less ultimates to work here for the Luksis. They still do have the Kitsune Rush, and they're about 20% away from their other ultimates. If they're able to kite away from the Goats' ultimates, may be able to re-engage with their own.
Yeah, Sane doing a good job here, though. Marking Void Fiber, not letting them come around the corner. Kitsune Rush are exchanging here. Now here comes the beat from Phantom Jammer to stop the Value Crank going through. Bucklu's high noon, not going to find anything here. A lot of ultimate investor, but not a lot of kills being found. Void Fiber finally first to fall here. With the 1-point exchange here onto Bucklu. Jamal using the Ray form on the point. By now comes the action and the Tectonic Shock. The ground is trembling, and nowhere above the ground is safe. With Fish popping on in here. Jamal 1 HP. The TP up on towards Sandy. Just gets melee to the face. And now here we go. This time bank is big for me to say. Yes, this is King's Row Point C, where time banks do go to die. But 4.5 minutes is huge. You did get 5 ults, though, out of the Goats here if you're a Luksis, so could start the defense here.
Yeah, the Goats, they blow the load, so to speak. 5 ultimates used. They say, we don't really care what the ult economy is. We're just going to win the fight. Luksis, now they've built up their own ultimates, Jamal and Loaf in hand. A beat engage should just be all they need to win out the fight. Skyster also 70% to their own Orisa ultimate, but Void Fiber down first.
Void Fiber down first here. Jamal does have the Boston ready to go. Fish with the form in the back here, but Strudel's found 2. Strudel is 1 HP. Loaf finally shuts that down, but a 2-for-1 exchange now make that a third as Bucklu cleans up that kill over on towards Jamal. The one ultimate that Luksis had has been taken care of. Fish has no fear whatsoever. 1v2ing this door over here. Skyster swings on here, has this Terror Surge, but the beat from Loaf might just be enough here. Skyster just gets melted down. Flame Jumbo half HP. The Terror Surge not enough quite there to find the kill, but they do get the damage they need for Void Fiber to follow one up. Strudel once again finding Void Fiber here. We gotta keep like a track of this one because Strudel is just absolutely dipping Void Fiber on this venture right now.
Yeah, the Luksis, they win the fight there, but the payload has moved up so far. I love the aggression out from the Goats, just not allowing Loaf to get that beat off in time before 2 members were already dead from the Luksis. So they're able to push this payload way past the corner, turning it into one fight scenario. The Luksis, though, in a bit of playing aggressive here. Jamal going with the Blossom, getting 1.
Yeah, Jamal does find 1 here, but it's quickly exchanged. Both DPS now for the Luksis are taken down. Sandy finally punished for that over-aggressive play. The 3v3 on the point, but spawns will favor the side of the Luksis for now. Fish on the point with Annihilation will walk in, look for yet another clutch here on the support line. Suzu out from Dish, does get TP back out in time, and now also has that Casino for the recontest here. Skyster 1 HP on the floor, has no gold, has no spin, cannot stall here. Will survive, just barely not enough healing coming from Dish in the Casino Rush as Strudel goes in deep into the back line here. Jamal forced use the Wraith over onto the point, but Bucklu with the high noon to negate any touchers, and Flambeau Jimbo sends Jamal packing right into the drink. And now an advantage here for the Gouda Goats in the time bank. Just about 1 minute 20 seconds more than the Luksis, and right now the Goats seem to have found the answer.
Yeah, what a response from the Goats here on their attack. Sometimes it can be a little bit unnerving. You had a really good point A defense, but it kind of all unravels for points B and C when the Goats were defending, but they shrug it off and have a really nice attack of their own with a 1 minute 20 advantage. Now they play defense, only 104 for the Luksis on their attack. If the Goats can hold them here, even just to a few ticks, they're looking pretty good.
And a thing to point out here is Sandy Flame and Jumbo doing a much better job just surviving on their attack side, because going into their attack side, they were 6-7 in the death totals there, but now 8 and 9, only having 2 deaths on that side. Good adjustment from them to take that positioning away from Skycer, not give them the free kills. Skycer will be showing their mantra here in the spawn room. See if that will stay. You would think, though, now if Skycer goes over on this Ramatra, might be a lot easier with the fact you have the constant speed boost of Loaf to get into Fish and force the space away, whereas Flamojumba has to play for speed rings. So should the Luksis recognize this slight advantage they have in the support line, could be good for him to finally break through this choke, which Fish held performance basically by himself last time.
We'll see, though. Strudel's been doing a really good job of playing with Fish on this front line. Void Fiber a little bit more, have greater tendencies to go on the flanks, so it might still be a frontline advantage for the Goats. Void Fiber, though, still just playing with Skycer around the shield.
Yeah, you can see, though, how they just broke past that with the speed boost. Did not allow Fish to get set up, but now Fish is back here. They didn't force out the form or anything here out of their mantra from the Gouda Goats, as right now just kind of walking on here. Form early out here from Skycer, so advantage here for Fish now as Void Fiber goes up in the front line and finds Bucklu. The pick is here now, but Dish, 1 HP, cannot survive, cannot get away from Fish's pummel punches. Another one for an exchange. Slight advantage here in the spawn rooms here for Dish, but still nothing gained here on the point. Void Fiber 1 HP gets underground just in the nick of time, but not enough to survive. Once again, Strudel find that pick over on towards the Star Adventure of the Luksis, and despite the early pick here, no ticks gained, and Jamal 1 HP inside the hotel. Strudel on the hunt, 3 seconds on the time bank. They do get back to the time, but Jamal cannot survive. Void Fiber will swap over on the Venture for a touch, but Loaf 1 HP. Dish not far behind here as Bucklu line up the shots on the Kiriko. Void Fiber gets Sandy, but still huge advantage here for the Goats on the point. It's just Void Fiber against the world, and the world's got hands. And right now, the Gouda Goats world is looking at a 2-0 start in the series.
Yeah, I'm disappointed by the decision-making there of the Luksis. They do a really good job, Jamal plus Void Fiber on that high ground, combined for the pick onto Bucklu. And even though they lost to Dish, the Kiriko gets back so much faster than the Cassidy in these fights. They had, like, still 30 seconds to work with. They could have easily just slowed down, waited for their Kiryu to go back, and then engage 4v5. Instead, Void Fiber chooses to go into the backline, look for more, gets picked off, and that's the end of the attack right there. No ticks gained, and the Gouda Goats 2 minutes 24 seconds to only get 33% here on Kings Row.
Void Fiber is currently showing the Vendetta here. Of course, now being in overtime, you get those perks right away, which is where the Vendetta starts to kind of activate a little bit. So a big advantage here on the overtime side to finally get that second character here out for Void Fiber, as the Venture is just not quite finding what they need here. Strudel doing a great job of just marking Void Fiber and not allowing them to go for free in their backline constantly. But in terms of the other side, Strudel is showing the Woodmaker out of spawn, but we'll probably swap right back over on towards that Venture. I won't see why you swap off now. 1 tick is all you need here, and 2.5 minutes to get it done. Gouda Goats looking to be in a strong position. See where it's to go on the attack side, and if the Luksis have any answers.
Yeah, Void Fiber and Loaf kind of set up on this right side, over on these stairs by the mini pack. But the Goats, they're just going to go straight through Hotel, not really allowing Void Fiber to have any impact on this fight. Flambo Jambo already low, but should be able to survive.
Flambo very low here. Strudel going to get underground in time for the overhead swing of Void Fiber. Bucklu's going to mark out this Vendetta, but just able to get away just in time. Strudel is critical, but Jamal is on the hunt inside Hotel. Jamal stuck in the Nano Swarm, and that's down the Reaper for the defender's side. Can be quickly staged out for Flambo Jambo, but the point, all he needs is one tick here, so Skystar has to basically suicide bomb themselves over here with the form to get any touch they need, but Strudel is on the recontest with that dig out of that point, but right now, still very slow approach here. Void Fiber is taken down by Bucklu. Fish with a point on the point is just going to start punching this Annihilation form, and that's going to just do it here. The Gouda Goats find the picks they need. Skystar just survive as best as he can, but it doesn't matter. As a DPS duo here, Bucklu and Strudel bring the Goats over the finish line right to a match point here. A 2-0 start for the Goats as Luksis once again sent packing.
Luksis, they choose to ban out the Mei, thinking that was all Strudel had to work with, but Strudel showing that this venture very much a threat. You would say almost diffing Void Fiber many times throughout the map, forcing Void Fiber to swap over to the Vendetta there on defense. The captain showing why they are a threat, putting in the work on King's Row and getting their team to a 2-0 lead.
Luksis now on the back foot of their tumultuous season. This would not be a shock if they come back in reverse sweep or get swept. We all know the Luksis lore, but with that being said, we're going all the way to map 3 after this break. Do not go anywhere. Overwatch Clash continues after this.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in to Overwatch Clash, Season 10. We're on a 16 star. I'm frazzled because we are going to be doing comms check here for the first time in the playoffs. We're going to join in on the Little Rock Luksis here as we go in Nepal as their season now on the line here on point 1 of Nepal.
Bro, I woke up at 6 a.m.
Okay. Well,
I didn't know the
that's kind
contract
of
was
tough.
early.
That's when I went to bed, basically.
Oh.
Fighting.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Alright, I'm walking up left side. Yeah.
Ori.
Ori. Okay. I'm looking for a slam.
Center in
too.
right room.
Let me know when you're ready, boy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, let's go. Shooting Ori right now. Looking Lucio, Lucio half. Lucio low. Ori low, Ori low. Ori one. Nice. Come me. Shooting Lucio in the mega room. Lucio half, crit stomp.
Carry on me.
Looking Kiwi, looking Kiwi.
No TP, no TP.
Q1. Nice. Point.
Yeah,
Nice.
point. Nice.
Okay.
Venture's
Venture
still
over
on. You
here.
can walk outside.
I'm scared
Don't
when you
get
boot.
Don't
Yeah,
get
no
hurt.
dig, no
Don't get
dash. I want to kill them though.
Make their power have to play into us. Like,
Yeah.
don't want 'em-
I'm trying to hit. They're gonna obviously rotate to you. I'm gonna try and stomp them as they go. Going 3, 2, 1. It's big stomp, big stomp. Q half, Q low. Far one. Venture low. I'm playing slow. Q1. They have nothing. No TP. No TP. Venture low. Venture one. On fire.
Lucy.
Oh no, I'm out of ammo.
Lucio.
My bad.
What's up?
Chill, Sky.
I'm
fair.
chilling. As much as
My
I
God,
can.
you
My bad, I ran out of ammo and the Venture was 1 HP for me. Okay, same
Yeah,
thing.
looking at my ult
Just make.
soon.
Yeah.
And we're seeing now the Luksis looking a lot better here now with the Venture, with the Skycer Malga online. They're gonna pop in here with the Tectonic Shock and fighting Fish early here to melt them on down. Voidfire with Skycer. This is a completely new team here, Nave.
Yeah, they look so much more confident. I heard in the comm check, Skycer just choosing when to engage there. The whole team just following up with this Mauga slams. The Onron plus the Mauga combo, so iconic. The Onron able to burn the targets for the Mauga so they can instantly get those crit shots, get that overhealth flowing. And they already got a good start here. Continue rush from Dish, trying to keep it going.
Buckler's on a big flank here, though. The Sage Pack get found early. The Casino Rush advantage here for Dish, allowing them to find their early pick over on the enemy Kiriko. As right now, Struve kind of stuck in no man's zone, get taken down here. These staggers are devastating now for the Goats, as right now the Luksis have a cage for the final fight here.
Yeah, Barrage, though, into this cage could be trouble, as well as the Terra Surge out from Fish. So, opportunity for the Goats. They still have many things to work with here. 20% away from both support ults as well.
Oh, Sadie down here early. Now no Suzu for this cage. Tectonic Shock just finds nothing on the side. Fish, it just has a gold and finds a pick, but now it's just getting melted and sent straight to the group. Oh my god. AC 130 there from Nolly straight into Pucklu up on top. And that's going to be a 100-0 on first point in Nepal. As Luksis now with Nolly in, look a completely different team.
Absolutely tough there from Nolly, colored by Voidfiber in the chat. Doesn't care what the far there, just gonna send a Vermilion Assault into your face. And 100-0 on the round 1 for the Luksis. Looking like a completely different team, as you said. This far out from Bucklu was predicted by some members in the chat, but it didn't really seem to have any impact there in round 1. The only one kill found by the Goats by Fish that entire round. We'll see now a little bit more open point here. The Pharah, a lot more space to work with. No hit scan once again for the Luksis, so the Pharah still could be a problem.
And we'll see the Goats are talking about to bring it back in their favor with a quick little comms check on the Goats.
Alright. Marking. Here you have.
Yeah. Okay, there's on the right side.
Yeah.
I'm getting nuked. Use this thing. Use this thing. He's in.
Mago.
Okay, you can.
Just chill. We have to play, man. Unlucky.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm getting out. Just get out.
I get to the next spot. I thought we were playing
think the fire's working on this.
Elephant.
I feel like I'm taking way too much damage on the slam. Like, we need more frontline presence.
Well, it's just like I don't know.
Let's walk in and pivot to right. Just play outside.
Yep, with you, with you. I'm playing
Buckle
back developing.
I'm poking.
Who's behind us? Yo, venture hard flank. Venture hard flank.
I'm walking
Yeah,
out.
you're watching.
Trying to trade on Kiri. Kiri no
Venture coming
TP.
in now, venture coming in now, venture coming in now.
Look at Mugga.
I'm king.
Coming
Only
in.
half.
I need care, man.
Lucio one, Lucio one.
Just dead, like.
Yeah, I don't.
Unknown
Lucio one.
Unknown dead.
Lucio one.
Lucio,
Nice.
someone.
Winnable.
Venture.
Get out. Oh,
I'm dead.
Just getting out.
Do I
I need
play
to
a different character?
As we are now seeing, there might just be some confusion for the side of the goats and how to actually deal with this composition, as seemingly nobody has an answer for just being walked on here, as Fish just gets melted every fight.
Yeah, they're really struggling to find some answers here. Heard some talks about Fish needing more presence in the front line, asking about if they need any swaps. Sturtle already down to Skyser, who's charging in, looking for Flambo Jambo.
Souza comes out here from saying they keep the team alive on Skyster with that engagement here once again, but this has just been a completely dry point here. There has not been an ult used, I believe, by either side, as it's just been so prolonged, but nothing really taking too much damage here, as there just hasn't been anything. Dish finally using the first ultimate, but Bucklu finally finds something here for the Ghost to work with Nolly down. They can't build left percent of the Vermilion Assault. And Screedy 5-on-4 on the point, with Boyfire finally going down. The Golts seems to have survived. Use ult, lose fights there for the Luksis, as the Goats finally get a point here on Nepal and get some percentage built up.
Bucklu's gonna give one back though, so the Barrage technically 1-for-1 in the fight. They finally get percentage on the board. 4 ults here coming up for both teams. Nolly a little bit further away on the Vermilion Assault. It's gonna be a long helpful battle here for the Goats on the second point, as they need to win every fight here on out. The Luxie is going to take this rotation underneath by this Mega 4 strong, while Void Fiber is on the flank by himself.
Yeah, just kind of building up low slap percentage of this beat here, looking for this engagement, as Void Fiber is in the back line, like you said, ready to pop into Tectonic Shock. Rush does come out here from Sandy, but countered out with Tectonic Shock from Void Fiber. Void Fiber is 1 HP, but finds Strudel regardless. And now with Bucklu also 1, it looks like the numbers are not favoring the Goats, as they just have nothing to do with this. Loaf with this beat should they need it. Tectonic Shock, or we have the Terror Surge out there from Fish, but now the Vermilion Assault here once again. Nolly has nobody Overform on this time. So that's going to be it there. As the Gouda go to Goats, no response here for the double burn comp. I'll lower our Luksis, as we now are at 2-1.
Yeah, Ajax, just the cherry on top for the Luxies as they completely dominate the Goats. They're on map number 3. If we look at the way the series has gone so far, map number 1, the Goats looked really good. Map number 2, the Luxies fought their way back into it, looked a little bit better. Map number 3, even better for the Luxies. So if this trend continues, the Goats may not even get a single kill in map number 4.
Yeah, we'll have to see if the Goats have the response now to deal with this composition, knowing what's coming now. On a map number 4, do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. This series is just getting started from the looks of things. We'll see you after a short little break.
These beats are the purest. Prove it. Prove it.
And welcome back, everybody, to Overwatch Clash Season 10, Round of 16 matchup. The Gouda Goats and Luksis here. Luksis taking our last map in a dominant fashion. Not quite 200-0 on Nepal, but close enough as we now head into Esperanza. First pick, or first banning of the Goats being the Onron, taking that out because Nali was doing a little bit too much there on that one. But the Luksis respond with the Ram ban. And you have some questions why the Ram ban over the Orisa.
Yeah, I just feel like Ram historically has never been very good into the Mauga. You know, plus the Spear of the Orisa really good at taking out some of these flankers. But as we saw last map, it wasn't really much of a struggle for the Luksis into the Orisa. It is actually a little sneak peek here. Fish is going to be on the Zarya instead. This was something I thought they could play, is the Zarya Reaper. But Skycer in spawn not going to be playing the Mauga, instead going to be on the Winston.
Ooh. Maybe going for like a hard dive here with Nolly to look at this backline a little more. We saw on King's Row, the best look they had was when they were found out, you know, Sandy on the Kiriko and found these early picks on the support line. So playing potentially just a lot slower here, but I'm guessing that once they see the Reaper, once they see the Sombra, I don't know if Skies will stick on this one. It might swap, but Fish kind of countered out a little bit though with the Winston pick on this tank battle, but it's really about all you can say.
Yeah, it's really awkward here on this such a long-range map. Neither team playing a hit scan, but Voidfiber gets hacked early by Strudel. It's a pocket pick he likes to go to in these Zarya Reaper comps. A little bit worse, you would say, not into the Mauga. It's a lot harder to hack this Winston, but it's still really easy to hack out this Venture, and Strudel finding another onto Dish.
Yeah, Strudel finding two in this fight here. Now Skycer's getting melted, sent back to the spawn room. Another hack there on the Loaf. Do they get out alive? Flambeau is on the hunt, but looks like they will do so with Voidfiber backing him up here. Oh, Voidfiber goes the wrong way. Was trying to find Strudel, but just went the wrong direction. And now Strudel on the Sombra is making it work here on Esperanza, looking like a dominant force here. The captain wants to bring his team over the finish line.
Yeah, no swaps for the Luksis after the first fight. They choose to run it back here. 44 meters already gained. Bacon getting the bubble on point. Skycer, bubble burn, has to jump away. The Susie from Dish just to keep the Winston alive. But a first pick from Voidfiber does get traded. But with Sandy in a lot of trouble, the Luksis are up one.
And doing a good job of just denying this checkpoint as well here as a support line for the Luksis, but Fish has high charge on the point. Dish with a pick and a Suzu. Loaf is 1 HP, and Fish runs out of ammunition! We saw the reload come in just the wrong time! We'll finally get the kill, but was it too late here as Fish 1 HP with only Flavor Jimbo in the heals? An unlucky timing on the reload there for the side of the Luksis, or for the side of the Goats. Strudel is back, finds one on the back, but now they pushing this cart forward a little bit and no checkpoint gained.
Yeah, kind of huge trade there by Strudel, though. Dish getting this far spawn, though Loaf is doing a good job of taxing this Kiriko back, so they will be able to fight sooner rather than later. Skycer now with this Primal Rage in hand, Bacon getting the bubble TP in, but forced right back. Full spawn from Nolly, just gets bubbled away from Fish, but Skycer looking for more.
Fish does have no bubbles though, and Bacon down before the beat can reach them. So they've lost out on the Reaper here on the engagement. Now Voidfiber pops in the Tectonic Shock on the backside. Sandy is getting caught out here with no TP and no hope of surviving. And now Fish goes down. And that might just be a lead plus checkpoint here for the Luksis.
Strudel in the back line here, set up with this EMP. So I imagine the goats are going to try to fight for this checkpoint. Bacon probably going to get the bubble in with the EMP followed up by Strudel. But it's going to be so hard for the rest of the team to follow up on that.
Oh, Skyster found Strudel.
Completely split. Huge EMP.
Skyster found Strudel, but wasn't enough as Fish came back just in time with a well-timed bubble. And now they're going to invest in the Primal Rage here with Void Fiber or with Loaf, and Skyster still alive on the point. The Grouton Surge does come out here, but Void Fiber's on the back line looking for a pick on the Bacon. Will do so. Skyster with the help of the Primal Rage will survive. Flame Magenta 1 HP, and now it's just Fish against the world with no Grouton Surge and no bubbles here. And now that's going to be a checkpoint. If they get staggered here on the Fish, it could be massive. Fish just trying to get on the corner. 1 HP is the support there in time. It will be with the bubble. And now Void Fiber hacked. They had to retreat. Fish will survive with energy, but checkpoint has been gained and some extra meters on top of it.
If you're gonna solo grab someone, don't have it be the 1000 HP ape around the corner. You're not gonna get that kill. Dish now going with the Kitsune Rush around the corner, matched by Sandy. So still, both teams got to even in this fight. The Luksis still trying to brawl this one out. Loaf in a lot of trouble in the back line. Gonna go down first. Void Fiber does get the trade, but with Skyster falling low, he's gonna have to dash away. And the Luksis just reeling here.
Yeah, that was the one pick you could not afford if you are the Luksis. Loaf had your beat ready to go, and now they kind of got his backs up. Okay. Fights him back, does force out Void Fiber and gets a kill eventually here from Bacon's Death Blossom. It's very awkward kind of engagement here for both these teams. Both teams have flipped map 4v4 here on the point now. Loaf has the beat. Should they decide to invest in here and look for a fight? Skyster going in deep, but Dish is hacked and taken down by Fish and Strudel on the combination back there. And now Fish has 100 charge, just walks him on down. Now that the Pulse Bomb here ready to go, but Loaf is going to speed the team out back here, and they are going to play for a next checkpoint here. They're going to wait for Blood Scratch and engage as 5.
Actually going as 4. They don't care that the Kirio's not here. Beat engage out from Loaf. Skyster falling solo on point. Void Fiber going for shock, trying to keep this one going. Fish in a lot of trouble now. Bubbles there though. Skyster still trying to find the kill. Grab out from Fish. It's a disaster for the Luksis.
Oh.
The Goats now gonna get the lead here with 5 minutes to go.
You have to wait for your Kiriko there. You know they got Butt Scratch. Like, you could have waited just a couple more seconds for Dish to return. The Suzu could have mastered their initial engagement because Skyster fell so low. The beat from Loaf did not get the Monkey in a good position to keep fighting here. But now they're going to walk forward here. Strudel 60% towards this EMP. Skyster with close to a Primal Rage, but a nice 20+ meter lead now for the side of the Gouda Ghost. Skyster going in deep here, has Primal Rage just in time as the hack wears off, but EMP nearly online here. Skyster hacked up in the back line, looking for a pick over onto Sandy, but the beat from Flammagent will keep the Kiriko standing as Gouda Ghost come back and respond with a pick on a Dish, and that's going to be another fight victory here as Fish finds Void Fiber on the back end, and no picks here for Luksis means no shot of victory, as right now they get more kills on the back end. The Ghosts look to finish this one out quick.
Perfectly timed beat from Flambo Jambo, making up for the Ajax on the previous map, and now the Goats, 3 ultimates in hand, nothing in the hole for the Luksis. 115 meters counting. Sandy going with this early Kitsune Rush. Void Fiber in a lot of trouble in the backline as he swapped over to the Reaper. And this just looking to be a complete blowout. EMP from Strudel only hits on the Skyster, so it doesn't get any value from that one. The rest of the Luksis just trying to stay alive here, keep themselves going. Should be able to get out with no more trades, but the payload getting so close to the end of the map.
That payload just keeps moving here. Just with the Casino Rush to respond. Now they have the Pulse Bomb. See which one inside you invest in here first. Both ultimates are thrown in, but no picks found just as of yet. Sandy had 1 HP. He's getting walked down by Skyster. Bacon with the Death Blossom. Not going to find much of that one. And that's going to be just enough here to end their push at just the right time here for the Luksis. Whoever starts to move this bot back through, it's caught out a little bit here. Flame Jimbo gonna get the Mega Pack, but do they have the ability to get away? Hitting the speed run, hitting the wall rides, but they are not gonna hit the ground alive as the Goats are sent back. But they are gonna all get good spawn. Flame Jimbo just catching that wave at the right time.
Yeah, so all 5 members of the Goats going to be able to fight here on their high ground. Fish a little bit far up, does have to drop. So the high ground surrendered now. Skyster in kind of deep, just gets solo grab. Has the Primal Rage to survive as Void Fiber got the kill with the help of Nali on the side.
Now goes in deep looking for his juggles here, but not quite going to find the kills, but does survive with the help of the Primal Rage. Negates that ultimate there from Fish. Loaf with the beat. Slight advantage here over Loaf. Now deep engagement now for the side of Luksis, trying to find a support or two, but they've been sent back by Bacon, just walking this point under the bridge, looking at that backline. Strudel as well caught in no man's land. Do they have the TP away? They will just in time. Still very back and forth here. Loaf down with a beat though! Bacon also the pick. The Ghost needed that one there as Bacon from the bench finding the kick they needed. Void Fiber just, Dead Blossoms nothing and dies immediately. These guys are coming back in for a touch, but now the Goats have a big 3 or 2-man advantage on the point. Skycer can't quite get away with the jump. Looks like it could be just this fight, and just might be another checkpoint here.
Yeah, and the Goats, they've built up their ult bank once again. Strudel only 15% away from 4 ultimates online for the Goats in this one. Luksis, they're only going to have 3 ults in response, and this pulse bomb doesn't feel like it has much impact so far on this map. Maybe a miracle could happen. They need it now.
Beats our exchange here. Nolly though with the pulse bomb. Not gonna in. Dish goes down. A Death Blossom from Bacon. They do exchange out on the Kirikos here, but no supports alive for the Luksis, and the EMP might just seal this deal up. As it's just Skycer on the corner. Dish with a TP to keep the Winston alive for just 1 more second or 2. The healing bubble not gonna be nearly enough here for Skycer on the point. The spawns do favor the Luksis, and they have the rush on point. It is doable here for Skycer. Is 1% away from this prime merge. Has it on 9. Looking for Lumberjambo in the back line, but the hack from Strudel is there just in time to negate that ultimate bring pop, but they will get just at the right moment here, and finds Flammajambo on the point. Just starts beating him into the corner here. Fish has no shot against this giant ape, but just gets around the corner. Hold on, somehow survives this one. Eventually goes down. And now Strudel just trying to get away with a life. Will get found by Void Fiber and Skycer. But once again, this is push. It's just going back and forth in the same spot. They're only one that fights out of the spawn. They're not going to get the progress they need.
Crucially for the Luksis, they found 1 pick prior to their final touch, and it was onto the Kiriko, allowing them to re-engage with their own Kiriko in hand and just slowly burn down those health bars of the Goats. But with only 20 seconds left, it's do or die here on East Esperanza. If the Goats want to secure this one, they only need 1 more fight win. If the Luksis want to keep themselves in the series, it's going to be a long uphill battle from here.
Long up a battle, and Loaf might get caught out here. Loaf 1 HP. The healing from Dish to keep Loaf alive is there, but the hack from Strudel to try to negate the ultimate here from. Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh!
Speechless. I'm speechless.
Oh, that might be the most egregious C9 in Aurora history.
Booney, it's my job as a caster to have words for things. I don't.
No, I don't either.
I don't have anything.
Wow. What a way to end your season. If you're the Luksis, and yeah, TC gives a good point. How else would you end a season if you're the Luksis? A devastating way to go out there with the C9, not able to contest, not able to touch Fish, just too much aura, I guess. Not allowing them to touch, just simply force them back. Yeah, that's bad. A 5v5 C9 with the stakes, with the... You can't steal cards. Winston versus Reaper might have been cooked anyways, but you have your own Reaper and your Tracer to touch the point.
You have a Reaper.
I'm not saying that it had to be Skyscraper to the point. It just one of the 5. Yeah. Okay. Gouda Goats are going to win in advance, and that means that they are going to take on the Rome Raccoon Dogs next week. So, yeah. A GG's and a good season to the Luksis. Unfortunate way to end it all, but we have to go ahead and award an MVP here for the Gouda Goats. A lot of people shout out on this team, but you know, for me, I'm thinking I'm leaning towards Strudel with how well they played in this Venture Mirror, as well as the Sombra on that last map was looking really nice. Man, map 1 as well. I think Strudel had a great game.
I agree. I think Strudel played phenomenally. The captain really showing their stuff here. Kind of venture diff on the second map. As you said, the Sombra, the last map, absolutely balled out. Those EMPs, every single one was a fight winner. And just they found multiple fight wins just from the neutral hacks and finding those picks. Very crucial. I think the really big difference in that map was just the fact that Strudel was able to just cheat so many fights with just a hack onto a target, getting the pick. And it was the difference that allowed their team to get the win here.
We can go ahead and bring the captain in for an interview then, get their thoughts and potentially their preview to their next game, which should be a good and tough one for him, but we'll see. And there he is, the captain himself. Congratulations, Strudel, on the 3-1 win over Luksis and the match MVP. How are we feeling after this big playoff win and a very unexpected finish there at the end of Esperanza?
Very good, very good. We, very hard fought by the Luksis, but we felt pretty good going into it after our warm up. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Just tell me a little bit about your team's choice and compositions. We've seen you guys play multiple different things. Fish has played the Orisa, the Ramatra, the Zarya we saw there on map number 4. You know, why do you guys choose to play sometimes the Mei Brawl, sometimes with this Sombra Reaper look? What goes into those sorts of choices?
It usually is dependent, like what we're planning to do in the game, whether it's just to hit the back line or focus tank or more play a little bit slower or just like control the space, as well as just like kind of more like comfort picks as well.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of comfort picks, you know, we saw the entire game that you were kind of matching Void Fiber on that venture most of the time. What was the decision to go to swap to the Sombra there for map 4? Kind of, you know, we haven't seen it all series pulled out for the climactic final map there. Is that something you guys have practiced a lot, like on that map specifically, or is it something that we saw in map 3? They thought maybe the Sombra's the way to go here.
I just like Sombra when I can. That's pretty much it. Especially like if we're doing a little bit more dive and like I don't need to play with the team, and especially if like it allows me a little bit more survivability or just like pick potential over venture, whereas like I'm a little bit more known for my known positioning through like drill dash and just footsteps.
Yeah, well, you showed it today as you definitely balled out. The rest of your team had a lot of success. Now, looking forward into the round of 8, you guys are going to be going up against the Rome Raccoon Dogs once again, I believe. This is going to be your 3rd time playing against this team this season. You lost the first 2 games, so what do you think your team can do differently to try to get the win this time?
Well, the first time we had scrimmed them right before our match, and then we played them. And like, I think during the match, I personally figured out how to play into them, and it was like I was ready to play them for the second time around. But then there was some rescheduling that happened, and like I know how to beat them. It's just we gotta actually put it into practice or like execute it. So I'm ready. I'm ready for the rematch. I'm ready for round 3.
The rubber match should be hopefully a really good game. You know, we came into this when things were gonna be good, and it was in certain cases. But yeah, before I send you back on your way, if you cannot be a match MVP for your game tonight, who would it be on your team and why, Strudel?
Who would I pick? I gotta give it to Bacon. I gotta give it to my goat Bacon. Boy's been putting in the work on the Reaper. He's popping off on the Cass. Loves the rotations from him. So
forced into service early as well on map 1. Once the Sierra got banned, you know, we always see the Bacon cast on Kings Row in that hotel, but
yes,
they get sent in before they were called, but they answered line of duty on map 1. So
he has been called. He must answer.
Always. Anyway, we'll send you back to start with your team. Congrats again on the big win, and best of luck in your tough series next week.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Nave. That's going to do it for us here on the game tonight. We only have one more game left until we're down to our final 8. It is going to be on Tuesday, and it's going to be the Lockton Lemurs and the Camino Kiangs. We do not have a prod or anything confirmed for that one just yet, but keep your eyes on the Discord for any updates on that one. So we are finally coming in here now down to our top 9 teams, almost our top 8. Playoffs are just really getting started. The big match coming up now in these round 2s. We're seeing a lot of bangers coming up. Should be an exciting one. Anything you're looking forward to, Nave?
I mean, I gotta say that rematch once again between the Goats and the Rome Raccoon Dogs. It seemed like Strudel was really confident in their own team. We saw in their last series that they did have some answers, but Strudel didn't play there, and so they weren't really put them into practice. So that one should be good. Another match I want to point out is the Plus Ultra Penguins versus the Toronto Thunder Chickens. I think the Thunder Chickens, it's a team that nobody chose to pick out of all the 7 teams that got a choice of their opponents. Nobody chose the Thunder Chickens, and we see why as they got the upset win over the Wan Warriors in round number 1. We'll see if they can keep it going here against the number 1 seed.
Yeah, big clash of styles next week. You said, I'm almost going with the Goats and the Dog, which is a huge difference in how you approach the game and see which one comes out on top. That brawl ground tank versus Riddlebin and friends on this dive. We have to see where we go, but with that being said, we do have a prod confirmed for Tuesday. It's going to be Greg and Gumpy on that one, so make sure to tune in for that. I'll get the timing on that one before we send us on our way. It's going to be Tuesday at 7 p.m. CST, so make sure to follow the channel if you're not already, and stay tuned to Discord for any updates. For Nave, I've been Booney. Stay safe, stay healthy, have a great stream, buddy, and don't get eliminated, guys.